here we are for the
12.
12th Summer Rose Studio Court podcast. The Summer Rose Studios Pod Court.
Oh, gosh.
And we have quite a few topics. Some of them legitimate, some of them kind of silly. And yeah, so this is King again. I was Spoopies for a little bit. Now I'm back to Newies. And then other people introduce thyselves.
All right. Hi, everybody. This is Frump. Haven't been on the podcast in a while, so hi again. I'm an artist for SRC. And yeah, I also do sound effects now, apparently. But yeah, that's great. On to the next person.
Hello, I am Ta the Trickster. I am a writer, and for some reason they let me do another one after last podcast, so I am here again. But I am one of the writers. I think I said that already. Next person.
So, hi, my name is Dom. On Tumblr, I'm Valkyrie Music. I'm a musician.
I'm Zumbra. I'm a programmer. Nice to meet y'all.
Oh, is that it? Okay. I'm Tucker, and I'm also on the music team. Awe Tukura on Tumblr. Yeah, I don't know who's doing the jingling.
All right, well, okay, well, jingles, but when you listen to the podcast afterwards, there is no jingling, so I don't know what's going on with that.
If you can't hear
I
it, it's
remember
probably
Chrissy
you.
yelling about jingling in the one. It is me, but you can't hear it in the podcast. You can just hear it in Skype for some reason. And apparently not even everyone can hear it.
I can hear
Really
it.
weird. Okay.
I can hear it very well.
If I can hear it, I'll do my best to edit it out.
I'm going to make jingling sounds in front of King.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just drop things. All right, well, my phone jingling at you guys is not one of the topics, so let's get the boring stuff out of the way. And
we need more
Zumbra, tell us
topics, so
about
it could be
programming.
a topic.
I'm kidding, Zumbra. It's not boring.
Okay. Stuff. We did a lot of stuff recently. Right now, I'm trying to start a weekly series of updates for SRC to try to get you guys to be like, here's the stuff that we're
Such
doing.
as?
Check out other stuff. Here's the list of things that changed. Last week was sound effects changing. We were adding a lot of sound effects into the visual novel. It was pretty fun picking out the sound effects and like dragon screeching noises.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I love them dragon screeching. But yeah, they're going to be weekly, except next week because I am out of town that week. But they'll continue the week after that. And yeah, that's all for updates for now.
You have a life outside of SRC?
No way.
No way. Oh, didn't you say you found some kind of bug in Ren'Py with the log and whatnot?
Oh, it is not
And then
a
you
bug in
fixed it or
Ren'Py.
something?
The thing is, in our current snapshot, the log is not working, or was not working. Like when you pause the game, you click log, and it shows you like the list of dialogue and who said what in the past. I don't know, like 100 lines or something. What used to happen was that it would just crash the game. Now it doesn't. So I was fixing that yesterday, and I was pretty stoked about it. But yeah, so logs will continue to work as they have in the demo.
Woo! Awesome, awesome.
Sweet. Awesome possum.
Mm-hmm.
Did anyone want to add anything to the update? I don't know if anyone besides Zumbra does that, but...
Well, I don't know anything about programming, but stuff that's in that update is one of the other topics of discussion that we have on this convenient list.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up. So yeah, we started doing sound effects, which when SRC comes out will trick you guys into thinking we're professionals, even though
Why is that what
Zumbra's
makes us
not a professional.
Hey, but no. Didn't we have a professional VN maker say that we were awesome
I
beyond
quote
belief?
legitimate.
Hey.
That is true. We have some
Hey.
professional writers and artists.
Mhm. And our price tag from that thing you found, Zumbra. What was it? I think it was like...
Oh man.
$6 million.
So I was browsing the Ren'Py tag on Tumblr, and there's this person that was advertising his or her services to write a visual novel for someone, and I don't remember exactly what the metrics were, but it was like for every, I think, 50 lines of code, you would add $3, and for every like variable in Python, you add $5 or something like that. Anyway, I was just looking through our code, and I was just sort of calculating in my head, like, if we hypothetically asked some other person with those same pricings to, make Summer Rose Court, how much would we cost? And it was at least, I believe, $1,400 at the very least.
Gosh.
We're basically a AAA title at this point.
People in Australia,
Yeah,
that's about $1,800.
Jesus. Wait, is this for our game up to now?
Yes, up to now.
Oh my god, so we're
So
still
wait,
like
Last
halfway.
go.
But I mean,
So
that's
wait,
only
Dom,
Burger King too, isn't it? That doesn't count for the art and writing. That's
Oh
only
yeah,
for
that
Burger
doesn't
Rating.
count our.
God knows
That's a good
what
point.
else.
Jesus.
That's just what we should be
Yeah, let's-
paying Zumbra, apparently.
So yeah, when SRC comes out, you guys can pay in small installments of $5.99 a month.
No, this is where we start getting DLC.
Subscription-based content.
Oh yeah, the
Free deal.
DLC
Free DLC every month.
Oh gosh.
will be like Steam. This DLC is now on sale. Get it while you can.
If you go on Glinda and Atlas's chaps, pay 25 cents.
Wait, Glinda in them or Glinda and them? Because I'd rather
In
go
them.
for the former. Okay, yeah, I'd pay good money for that.
All right, so yeah, we're
but
quite a
Dom.
bit of money.
But Dom, how much is $1,800 in Australian money? How much is that in Foster's beer?
Good question. I only count to 4.
Actually,
So,
considering this.
all right, come back. I'll do some research and get back to you guys. Give me like 5 minutes.
Yes. No, it's fine. Dom, don't. Our
Fuck you guys, I'm
musician
gonna-
is unfortunately a little hungover right now.
Just
a little.
Than that.
Just a little.
Guess it.
Hey, well, it's
All right, so let's try and get back on track here with sound effects. So this is probably noisy as crap.
What are you doing?
He's making
I was
sound
having
effects.
some excuses. Yes, I was. It was the sound effect of you guys hating me some more.
I got your back, King. I got your back.
All right.
I love it.
Jesus.
Okay, so
Sound effects.
Frump, you seem to be the big sound effects people. So
Yay! So yeah, sound effects. So I've discovered this awesome program called Audacity, which is for free online, and I've been using that to make a lot of our sound effects as of right now. Well, not a lot. I shouldn't say a lot. It's only been 4 or 3 ish. So
that's
yeah,
more than we had previously. So
true. But yeah, it's been really fun making these sound effects. As for, a lot of it was based in Act 1, so I can talk about them. So, we have the scene in the blacksmith, where you meet with the blacksmith. That part, because it called for, we wanted a kind of a blacksmith ambiance going on in there, so we had to have some, hammering and fire and crap like that. So yeah, I decided, might as well do some hammering. So I got my pickaxe and a big old wrench, and I started hammering them together into my laptop microphone, and that worked out pretty well. So sound effects are great and kind of easy to do.
dang it, Dom. Okay,
Okay.
well, since you guys can't see our chat, when Frump said pounding away, Dom said that's what she said, so
Oh, good
you
gracious.
can enjoy the joke too.
Oh, God.
Good grief. Since we brought up the one thing, let's segue into hopefully not an overly prolonged chat about Velvet and Coco and Ruby, because I put that on the topic list, and then I guess Zumbra just decided he didn't want that on the list.
Wait, you did? Where?
So,
I did not
I
see it
said,
anywhere. I did not delete anything. either.
I said finale and volume 3 speculation. Finale and volume 3 speculation is not on the list.
Oh.
Fight, kiss.
Okay, well,
All right.
let's talk about it.
Watching
Dom's
Ruby, not
asking for
animated
CR.
adventures.
Wait,
Yeah, Dom
Dom's
wants
asking
CR.
for CR. Go, Dom.
Go Dom.
So, with that finale for me was very lackluster, but I reckon it saved itself with Coffee showing up, and that just made my day. Honestly, I'm still pissed off about what's in the box, but you know what? if Coco can fit a Gatling gun in her handbag, then that's just beyond anyone's expectation. That was the best thing about that finale, where she fits a fucking Gatling gun in her handbag. And the fact that she's voiced by Ashley Jenkins makes it 10 times better.
Who's Ashley Jenkins?
She's dating Bernie.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
She dates Bernie.
Oh, gotcha.
She does, what's it called? The No.
It's what?
She does the No and sometimes the Patch. Yeah.
The news
okay.
network thing.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, the blonde hair one.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's Ashley. And she dates, Bernie.
Bernie Burns. Cool.
Okay,
Bernie.
you confused me for a second because like words were like slurring together, and I'm like, what did she just say?
Sorry, yeah, my internet's pretty shitty. And I'm very tired.
The thing with what was I about to say? Oh my god! I'll just say part of it, and hopefully I'll remember the other part. I remember the other part. I was 100% on board for Coco's weapon just being her handbag. Like her just beating the crap out of everything with her handbag. I was 100% ready to go for that. So when she pulled out the Gatling gun, that was just bonus at that point.
It's a Gatling gun. That's what's so
And-
great about it.
And see, that's the other thing, because like you look at all this stuff in Ruby and you see like how it transforms, and like everything is like you don't lose mass, you don't gain mass. Like you can clearly see that this stuff is the same as when it transforms to something else. That can't have worked with the Gatling gun. That bag was not small enough or large enough for all the material to make that Gatling gun. She has like a vortex in her handbag that instead of transforming into the Gatling gun, it summons the Gatling gun.
She's like
or
Mary
something.
Poppins.
Actually, that's pretty.
Oh my god, she is Mary Poppins.
Sorry, Zum Zum.
Go.
Couple of things. If they could manage to fit the Gatling gun in the bag, then I'm kind of scared of what fits in Velvet's box. And secondly, regarding Adam finally showing up at the very last second, I felt like I should have been annoyed that he only showed up in the last second, but I was not as annoyed as I thought I would be, because throughout the whole volume we did not see any Adam, so I did not expect to see him there anyway, despite everyone else saying, oh, we can't wait till he's there to do stuff. But then he just says that one thing and then that's it. But yeah, I was not as disappointed as I thought I would be, basically. All right,
Well, that's good.
Go.
All right, on the topic of Adam, this reminds me of in episode 11, I believe, when they're racing through the train and then Yang ends up fighting Neo. Neo's going to have to be a completely separate topic as well. Anyway, Yang ends up fighting Neo. Weiss ends up fighting the White Fang dude. When Blake went to the last car, I had managed to 100% convince myself that Adam was going to be in that final car. So when it turned out to be Roman, I had a mixture of relief and sadness, because I was like, oh, thank God it's not Adam. And then I was like, oh man, it would have been so devastating if it was Adam.
Good point. Huh? Didn't think about that.
That's a really good point.
All right, I think Tucker had it next. Go on, my love.
Yeah, going back to more what Zumbro was saying, I kind of expected it more, just because there was in the first episode or whatever, Blake drawing him in the notebook, which kind of foreshadowed that, showing him at the beginning that he would show up at the end as a sort of a ring structure thing. But this actual scene where he shows up is just kind of they'll listen to me. And I'm like, what? Why? Why would they listen to you? What's going on? What is this part of the show that we haven't seen anything about? So that was kind of not disappointing, but kind of in line with the rest of the finale.
Okay.
I have something to say.
Well, you're
Raven-
not in the list, so.
Oh, well,
I'm
excuse
kidding, go
me.
on.
I am now.
Oh.
Okay, well, since you both apparently have something to say about this, I'll say my other thing real quick, where I mostly just want to know what everyone's roles are in this chaos. Is Roman, my two things are Roman and Adam. Is Roman in this for money? Is he in this for dust? Is he just going Joker and he's really just out to ruin everyone's day? And then is Adam a ringleader? Is he one of the puppets of the ringleader? Is Cinder even the ringleader? There's this is one of the good things Volume 2 did. I'm confused what the power structure with all this is. and I want to know the power structure. All right, and I don't know which one of you should go first.
Have
Zumbra,
Ta
you
first.
go first. Or Ta goes first.
What?
Weren't you
Oh,
It's
going
it's
to
time
talk
for
about
you
Raven?
to voice your opinions of Raven Bronwyn.
I don't know who Rooster Teeth thought they were fooling with that. I don't know if they thought they were being clever. That was like the laziest cop-out I have ever seen in anything. Like, I cannot believe that they just literally reused a model without even, like, changing the looks even slightly. Like, this is not even like Anna and Elsa, where they, like, changed the hair slightly. They, like, didn't even change that. They literally recolored it. And I'm just like, okay, seriously? She looked completely different when she showed up last episode. Why? Who do you think you're
Yeah.
fooling? I'm really salty about Raven. I'm so mad. I cannot believe they did that.
We've got like 3 CRs, so we may have found
Yeah,
a
I
good
know.
topic.
So y'all can do whatever with that. But that's all I had to say.
I think you
Okay,
said everything
Zumbra,
I
you were
wanted to
next.
say, so...
Okay, well, I'm better than Tucker, so I should get to go next.
No, you shouldn't even
I'm
talk
kidding.
anymore. But so, like, also on that note of saying she looks completely different than the episode before, that's why I'm one of those people who think, like, people have said it's probably like just a dream after the fact, because she does look completely different. The hair is different than on the other models, so it's probably not the actual appearance of the character later on. But still, it is a cop-out way to just fill the space, in my opinion, still.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go along that thread since it's a dream and all that, but like, I don't exactly see it as a cop-out. I see it as like somehow Raven is talking to Yang through her dreams, and somehow Raven decided that like the way Yang looks would be preferable or something. Like, it would be easier to talk to Yang as if she looked like Yang or some crap like that. See, I said this intelligently once, and I cannot remember how to intelligently say this.
Did you, King?
But, oh my god, I actually said this smart. But yeah, my thought is that it's just like this is just like some form that would make it easier for Yang to understand what was going on. Because I mean, like, clearly Monty's not doing a whole ton to stop Miles and Carrie from screwing up the plot. But I'm pretty sure Monty has enough pride in his animation that he's not going to let people just make a carbon copy recolor and that be the legit thing. It just does not seem like something that would fly. All right, that's my point. God, I said that so intelligently once. Okay, Zumbra, and then Ta.
I had a small question for you all. Do you happen to know of anything in any mythology or anything else whatsoever that connects ravens to dreams? I don't know.
I almost
I'm just
feel like
asking
they
you.
thought
do, but
and then-
I can't remember where. I almost want to say there's some like Germanic thing about them being related to dreams, but I could be completely wrong.
I feel like there is a connection between them, but I just don't know what it is.
I mean, other than, like, Game of Thrones, which doesn't really count, and that kind of shit, off the top of my head, no.
Okay, just wondering.
I mean, ravens are like connected to the occult, and talking to someone in their dreams would probably be in line with the occult.
Are they?
All right, so since no one has a concrete answer to that, what do you got to say, Ta?
Well, like, first of all, that end tag, I'm not really sure why a lot of people think it was a dream, because it didn't look like a dream to me. But I mean, that, that's personal thing and completely unrelated. But if it is a dream, unless it is actually Raven herself doing something to make it into Yang's dreams, that is bad writing to include dream sequences, because readers and viewers do not typically care about dream sequences, and it's generally just a lazy way to get things done. And so I'm really hoping that wasn't a dream sequence, because that's also very lazy. So, but I mean, if it is, I wouldn't be surprised, because it would definitely not be the first lazy thing that Rooster Teeth has done in regards to Ruby, but that would be exceptionally lazy and also bad writing.
Well, you say this like Ruby is that Ruby is the pinnacle of good writing over there anymore. It used to be. Was for a moment.
Music. Shall we move on to music or nah?
Sure.
All right. Music team,
Nah.
take it away.
Well,
Tucker, say something.
yes, kind of connecting the music back to the sound effects talk that we had before. It's kind of interesting. Also, on the sound effects talk, it's because the biggest part of the sound effects is Foley, which is basically just taking recordings of sounds and using that. But what's a lot of the cool, interesting stuff in doing the work with that is that a lot of times we can't just take a simple sound recording. Like there are the hyena grim in Act 1, and we don't have a hyena we can just go out and record. So we need to take recordings and, you mentioned Audacity, but like do editing and sound work with them and manipulate them to make them sound like other things. So that's been cool work, not only with the sound effects, taking things and changing them to sound like other things. And also that's a big part of basically with the music production that's going on is taking recordings and to get certain effects or certain sounds, ambient noises and things in the background and manipulating them digitally after the fact to make something like that. So it's a pretty cool bridge between the two fields.
Yeah,
Are
you guys
a
should
wizard?
have. I am a wizard. I am a wizard.
Okay, well, I'm going to slide in real quick before someone else talks and just mention that we have made like an official decision that I don't think this was mentioned previously, but the hyena grim in Summer Rose Court, we're calling them hysterias. So if
And I think
anyone
that
ever
was
needs that
suggested
information,
by-
it's there.
I think that was suggested by a fan after the demo, but I don't know who it was.
It was.
It was suggested by a fan when he was making a Let's Play of it. I don't remember who that fan was, but if you give me some time, I can
Okay,
bring
well,
it up.
I think
We
it
can
was
do that. I can.
Redlord. Redlord?
Red
Yeah,
Letter
that sounds
Red.
familiar.
Yeah, this guy. I typed it in the chat.
I think he follows me, or they, whichever. Anyway, but yeah. So that was brought up in the main chat, and we all seem to agree with it. If someone else in a higher rank than me hears this later and does not want me having said that, forget I said that. But my understanding, the hyena grim are hysterias now, instead of just calling them hyena grim.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of us do agree with that naming, so that would be okay for now, King.
So congratulations, Redler Red. One of your suggestions ended up in SRC.
Woo!
We're gonna gift basket, actually.
Fanfare.
Gift basket is on the way.
Just so y'all know, the Hysterias are voiced primarily by Zextrin and Zumbra. Just FYI. So whenever you hear them in the demo, or not the demo, in the game, just think that is Chrissy and Zumbra right there. So yeah, there you go.
As if we didn't give, as if Zumbra didn't already have enough stuff to do.
Yep, he's now a voice actor.
His growls.
Yep.
See, when
Man,
you were
recording
talking about
growling is like the weirdest thing ever. It's just like you in your microphone in your room, you're just like growling to yourself, and it's like,
Oh yeah.
what am I
I know.
doing?
So
Why am I doing?
Man,
Oh, yeah.
what the hell
See,
did you
this-
think it was like when I
See-
was doing the fucking blacksmith ambiance? I had a pickaxe and a
At least
wrench
you
in
weren't
my
like
room.
making noises with your face.
Well, no, I had to do. Okay, before they gave me the recordings, I tried to do my version of Hysteria growls, and that was really weird too. Because I'm just sitting there in my room growling at my laptop, and I even had my mother stick her face in and say, "What the hell are you doing?"
See, that's what I thought would have happened with the pickaxe and the wrench. Like, Frump, what are you doing? Why do you have the pickaxe? Why are you hitting it against a wrench? You know what? I'm not even going to ask. I'm just going to leave.
That was
Yeah.
that was me. Like I did a demo of, so with my double bass, I can amplify and put it into a distortion pedal. And so I did that, and I'm just bowing away. And then my dog comes in and starts barking, and my mother runs in and goes, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And she looks at me and she's like, "You cannot be serious," and shuts the door and walks out in fury. What is
But that
it?
kind of gets back to the sound work thing that I was talking about. Because, like, for example, I don't want to growl into a microphone. It feels awkward growling into a microphone. But it's like getting some similar sounding effects. One of the things that I've done is I have a glass guitar slide and a glass shot glass, and I kind of just rubbed them together to get that sort of a grinding sound in it out of the mic. And I just edited that in Audacity and boosted up and lowered the bass on it a lot and dropped the pitch and stuff. And you get a weird, spooky growling sound out of it from doing other sounds and manipulating them.
Yeah,
It's
on
pretty
that,
cool.
on that fun fact, the famous sound of Godzilla was done on a double bass. Someone was stroking a glove across the strings and bowing. That is how they make Godzilla. So it's amazing what you can do with weird, it's amazing what you can do with instruments as a whole.
Yeah,
Like,
prepared instruments, prepared
yeah.
piano, prepared guitar.
It's amazing.
They
And
struck. They hit what against the bass to make Godzilla's growl?
so they took a glove, they put it on top of the bass, and then they bowed it, and then they just reversed the sound, and that is Godzilla's roar.
Reversing
That's
things
it.
is so cool.
It
I
is.
don't know why,
And
but whenever
slowing
you
them down,
reverse
slowing them
something, it
down.
just gets so
Yes.
much cooler.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna nerd out here a little bit. Like the intro to "Somewhere I Belong" by Linkin Park. If you didn't know this, I'm gonna drop some trivia on you guys. If you didn't know this, the intro to "Somewhere I Belong" by Linkin Park is a 4-chord progression played by, I want to say, Chester Bennington. They took that progression, they chopped it up into the 4 individual chords, or no, they reversed it, and then they chopped it up into the 4 original chords, and then they rearranged them in the original order. So the first chord was reversed and then put back at the beginning, and so on. So that's the techno-y synth-sounding stuff in the beginning of "Somewhere I Belong" is actually a chord progression on acoustic guitar. I am not emo. I am a middle schooler. It's not a phase. It's who I am.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
But in the end, King, does it really matter?
Oh, my God.
Yes, it does. Very subtle differences.
Just kiss already.
Okay. No, we got to do that later. That comes later.
Right.
Also, I had a real quick off-topic CR because all this talk of growling and recording yourselves reminds me of the Rooster Teeth animated adventure, because I've watched those so many times recently, where in one episode, Gus says, "I have to growl like a panther for 20 seconds. So I just want to say that I've done Rooster Teeth for 11 and a half years now. This is the dumbest thing I've ever been asked to do." Okay, was someone
Next.
trying to say something?
Music. Cha-cha.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Cha-cha,
So
real smooth.
in SRC, there will be an event in which is required different types of music to dance to. One of them is a cha-cha. Now, the cha-cha, ironically, is the least sexual dance in Latin music. It's the least sexual. And so riding for a cha-cha is like riding for a virgin. Because you can't go... you can't go
You say
overboard.
it's-
Hmm?
No, you go. You have important things to say.
Damn straight I do. So with cha-chas and Latin music, they have different things called claves. So, and if the clave is not right, then the whole thing goes off. Now, clave sounds like this. I'm going to clap it. Like, that's something that's played and that's throughout the entire thing. With a Latin clave, there are 2 different types of clave. There's a regular clave, and then there's a special one called a rumba clave. So this is the regular one. And this is the rumba one. There's a semiquaver difference between them. And that's what you'll hear a rumba as well in this event, and which someone else is doing. And he's using that clave throughout the entire thing. So you will be able to distinguish the difference, what was I talking about? The different music shit that's happening. And
This is already
you're-
too complicated for me. Sorry.
it's fine. Yeah, that's all I have to say, really. I'm
Meanwhile,
done.
that's the least sexual one, and I have the one that's supposed to be doing the Paso Doble, so...
Paso Dobles are a lot of fun. And they're sexual, really sexual. And everyone dies. It's great.
Awesome!
Yay!
Death and sex. I get the death and sex dance.
I also think it's so funny that you say it's the least sexy of the Latin dances, when just by like connotation, like any Latin dance is like the sexiest dance. So even like it being the least sexy dance, it's still like sexier than anything.
Yep.
Except the other sexy Latin dances.
There are sexier ones, and you can tell. You can tell. But, yeah, cha-chas are fun. That was quite easy, personally. It's just 4 chords, just with added stuff in it. Obviously, claves, congas, timbales, the whatnot. Yeah.
Percussion. Woo.
My dog has my yang. Sorry, I'll be back.
Oh,
How dare.
all right then.
All right, who wants to do a ship war?
It's on.
Oh, God.
Well, you don't have Dom right now, so...
I'm here.
Back.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna give the exposition for our thrilled audience. Okay, so I don't remember exactly how this started, but I know at one point Tucker asked me, "What is our relationship?" And I said it was a friendly rivalry rife with sexual tension. And then
Wow. Yeah, yeah.
I thought
All
that's
right.
how that started.
see, this is this just
I
further
think that
compounds
made
on
it
the fact
into a
that I'm a
Tumblr
geek.
post.
I think it did somehow. And then eventually, I think we were talking about Glinda Root, because like some of us wanted Glinda Root and all that. And then I think someone brought up Tucker Root.
Oh.
And then it
I
ended
think
up.
you brought it up, King. I think it was you.
I may have
Don't
been the
pass
one
it
to
off
bring
on
that
anybody
up.
else.
I'm just not sure. I don't want to put the blame on anyone, but it probably was me. And so it ended up that Tucker Root was the name of the ship with me and Tucker. And then I'm not sure how Dom and Frump ended up as an item, but they don't have a clever ship name, so it doesn't
Better than
really
yours.
matter.
Shut the hell up, King.
It's a great name. Thank you very
Ours
much.
is clever. Yours is a middle school mashup like Sasunaru. That is not clever. That's just
Excuse
slamming
you,
things together.
Hey, ours makes sense, all right?
Yeah,
To
total
people
sense.
outside of it.
Exactly.
Mine makes sense too. Tucker
Tucker
Root.
Ralph?
I'm
It's-
a writer. He's Tucker.
It's our Tumblr URLs. People will be able to know who the two people in this ship are.
Not if they don't know who you guys are. Grumpy Valkyrie. Okay, who's Grump? And especially since apparently Frump gets Dom, so she becomes Dom and you Frump. That sentence came out weird.
That was extremely weird. Go sit in the corner and think about what you've done.
Oh, God.
So I have a
You
question.
can't make me.
Yes, Zumzum?
How
Go.
did the ship between Dom and Frump start?
How did it start?
I guess
Was it
It
B
was-
movie that started it?
I think it was part of it. No, we started before that. The B movie just, extrapolated.
Okay, well now we have to explain this. There is a different chat that some members of SRC are a part of, and at one point we all decided we needed to have a movie night, and suggestions were thrown around. I am also honestly pretty sure this was me. I'm the one that suggested B movie
Or was it Kemi?
because I had. No, Kemi didn't want to see it. She hates B movie. But
I think we
I
all
had
hate
just-
B movie.
well, now you do. But like half the people in the chat hadn't seen it. The other
I
half
had-
weren't there to have a say. So
Yes.
against Kemi's better judgment, she started playing B movie for everyone. And let me tell you, the next day, going through that chat, it was wonderful. I could feel the hate towards that
Oh,
movie in the
God.
chat. It was glorious.
Oh, that's my phone.
Okay, so what happened after B movie?
What did happen after B movie?
Oh, well, I mean, we tended to talk a lot more because of music
Yeah, that's right.
stuff. Yeah, because I was throwing, samples your way, you were throwing them back my way, and then I guess it came,
and then
started
we
from
just
there.
started making out in the corridor, and it was great.
apparently, yeah. And now we have a whole office closet, I think it was, dedicated to us.
Oh my god, we had a whole separate conversation about that the other day. That was spectacular.
And I tend to change into octopuses, too, so...
It's ridiculous. So, yeah, it's.
The
She never tells me
consentacles.
when she changes, so it's like the fuck, exactly like that. My dog
So yeah,
is-
Frump loves memes and hentai. So
Yeah,
Excuse
about-
you.
your icon is Doge.
My icon is... Well, okay, fine. Yes, it is. That's true. I
You
must
can't
concede that.
deny that.
scared the shit out of me last night when I was pissed drunk on the train.
It's a cute little Shiba dog. What's so scary about it? Excuse you, Ta. Meme-loving fuck. Well, yeah, I am a meme-loving fuck, but
You
still.
are.
Hey,
It's okay, Frump. We all are.
So I have another question. Now we know that we have two ships, the Dom and Frump and King and Tucker. Why are you two in opposition to each other?
King
My
started.
things are better.
Just because we're competitive
That's
and King
why
and I
we
are
both
better.
think we're better.
I say King started it.
It's
Well,
just
it
King's
was no
fault.
competition before.
No, we were
definitely
clearly the
better.
better ship. Clearly.
Clearly.
No,
If
we
you-
were clearly
it's-
better.
It's like if you have a show, a really bad show, and you add a bunny into it, the show becomes better. If you add lesbians to sing, everything becomes better. It's just the way the laws of physics work.
Da-da-da-da.
And explain how Black Butler is so popular. There aren't any lesbians in there. They're all gays.
Same
That's
thing.
because fangirls are dumb.
Hey, Chelsea, you're
Oh.
here.
Sorry, my
Damn.
internet.
Challenger
my,
approaches.
Holy
My
shit.
internet was out all day. I just was able to come in now. I was trying to find the best place to get in, and that was like my best opportunity.
I sense it.
Oh, man. Wow. Shots fired. But yes. Hi, Chelsea.
Hi.
You want to introduce yourself, or should we leave that till later?
I can do it right now. I'm Chelsea. Blang You're Dead. I do art stuff, backgrounds, line art, coloring, that kind of stuff. There, is that good?
Yep, it's fine.
Okay, awesome.
Perfect.
Hi, Chelsea. I don't think we've ever talked to each other.
No, I don't believe so either.
Same.
I'm not really too active on the text chat.
Neither am I. It's okay.
Yeah.
So we were in the
I
middle.
tried to talk to you the other day.
Me?
Yeah, I'd sent you a Skype message the other day and you did not respond. I am oppressed.
Yeah, because I didn't notice it until like 3 days later, and then I was too embarrassed to reply because it took me 3 days.
That's how Skype usually works. You don't realize it exists until it's way too late. It's like a text message.
Oh, no.
Okay, well, apparently Zum was trying to say something, and then we just...
I was gonna say
Oh, I'm sorry.
to Chelsea, when you came in, we were talking about ships. I was just trying to.
SRC specific.
I'm just trying to set the context of like, here's what we were doing, and then you came in, so we can continue what we were doing. Oh yeah, we can segue into our dev spotlight. So we're having a developer spotlight. It's a series of running interviews with various of people from our team, so you can get to know them. And usually what we do is just we ask them whatever questions, like basic questions, like, you know, who are you, what do you do, and some random questions like what's your favorite animal or something like that. We encourage you to send any questions that you have to us. We'll read them and then we'll ask them during the developer spotlight. And most recently, we were interviewing Chelsea, who's here right now. So yeah, you should send us any questions if you have any.
Yeah, fun to talk
I
about
should be
stuff. I don't really get to talk about myself a whole lot, so being interviewed for this kind of thing was really cool.
Yeah, most definitely. We're going to have one. I actually don't know if we have one planned next, but I have an idea of who we're going to interview. So yeah.
You should interview me because I'm the most important.
Not happening.
We should probably let people know who the next person might be in case they have specific questions for that person.
Oh, so the thing about that, I mean, this is at least my idea, was to not reveal who it was so that you would be, like, surprised. You know, I didn't expect, you know, any people.
So-and-so.
So, I don't know, it's just my expectation, but if you want me to reveal who the next person is, then we could do that as well.
Well, I feel like you may not have to say who exactly it is, but you could like say what team they're on. Like you could be like, oh, this person's an artist, so if you have any specific art questions, that would be good.
Yeah, that would.
And saying it's the art team would narrow it down to about, like 15 people.
See, the thing is, the next interviewee is in a narrow category. That's the other thing.
Well, like the only really narrow categories you could do is like, this person's on the programming team. This person's
No,
on
but the person
music
is not
team.
myself.
Isn't there like
If you go
3 people
anywhere-
on the programming team?
The programming team
I
is
think
me.
there's,
I am
like,
the entire
3, but-
team.
He is the
I
programmer.
think there's like 3 people on the team, but Zumbra's like the only one.
I thought there was more.
What?
So sorry.
I think we did have one programmer in the past,
Bless
but then
your soul.
that person left.
Bless your soul, Zumbra, for
I
putting
think
up with all.
I think like a million years ago when Dory was first like, what if there was a visual novel? I think like that early on, I was like, hey, I've taken programming classes. I'd be cool with programming, but I did not get that job. I got the writing job instead. What?
And then you saw how much in depth you would have to go with programming, and it scared you away, or
No, I think you actually jumped in, and at that time we were only going to have like 5 people on the team, so we figured we didn't need 2 programmers at the time. But things have changed since the original call for assistance with the VN.
I'd say,
Yes.
Jesus Christ. There's like 50 plus people in here? Jesus fucking Christ.
There's
There
like
used to be, like,
32
60, I
or something
swear.
like that. Our team is
we
30.
used to have a lot. And then once or twice we went through a purge because people were inactive.
Mm-hmm.
And That narrowed it down a little bit.
We were really disorganized then to like not know who was on our team at any given point in time.
Wow.
I still barely know who's on the writing team. I mostly just pop into that log when they're like, "Ta, write this thing." I'm like, okay. So that's how I get my assignments, and I don't really know who else is on the writing team.
But isn't that like, I don't know how the writing team operates, but is that like the nature, like you get assigned stuff individually and you don't need to talk to each other?
Well, what usually happens is we have meetings where we discuss which scenes we would like to write. I'm usually not there for the meetings because they're usually held while I'm in class or at work. And so I usually just show up afterwards like, "Hi, wasn't there a meeting today?" And they're like, "Yeah, you're writing this." So I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Since I've actually been there for a couple of meetings, what's like supposed to happen, okay, sorry, I was reading the chat. What's supposed to like happen is that they do the meeting and then they're like, okay, here's what's going to happen. Here's what's supposed to happen. Here's the scenes we have to write. Now, who wants what scene? And then there's like a discussion like, oh, I want this scene. I want that scene. And then usually whoever says they want that scene gets that scene. And then like if there's a scene left and say someone wasn't there, they get that scene.
And I'm the only one who's never there, so I get the leftover scenes.
Oh.
That's how I wound up writing the intro scene after the prologue. I showed up and they're like, "Hey, you're writing the first scene." I'm like, "What?" Are you sure? Oh, no one else wanted to read it. Oh.
I feel like there should be some sort of like compensation where like if you get a leftover scene, you get first pick next time, you know?
That was part of the case because I had written like 2 scenes for Act 1. So when Act 2 came around, they were like, "Okay, King, you need to sit back for a minute and let other people choose." But then like, I don't know what happened, but I ended up with another scene and then other stuff happened.
Is there any reason why all the scene choosing happens during a meeting? Like it can't like be, here's a list of all the scenes that we need to do. I'll give you a day and then, you know, you take your pick and then.
Well, because shut up.
This is how we do it, Zumbra.
That makes too much sense. Why would that happen?
Well, we in the past we have been like outside of our formal meetings that I always miss. We've been like, "Hey, does anyone sort of have a preference for what they want to do?" And we'll sort of throw it out, but it rarely happens. Because like months ago, like before we even dropped the demo, I was like, "Hey, I want to do this scene with Weiss," except no one like wrote it down. So when it came time to pick the scene, someone else got the scene with Weiss that I wanted to write. So I got the leftover scene again.
Oh.
This is what happens when you overload your schedule, kids. Don't be like me. Don't have a full-time...
Better.
I didn't get a word of that.
Yeah, me neither. Also, something needs to be said. Okay, I'm guessing that was Chelsea. Chelsea, if you want to say something, you need to type CR in the chat box so we know that you want to say something instead of just interrupting people. I know I say that when I've tried to interrupt Dom like 4 times during this podcast.
Okay, my
Okay,
bad.
I feel like Dom's about to tear into me.
My whole life is you interrupting me. Every fucking day. That's all I wanted to say. That's all I wanted to do.
Oh.
I was trying to wait for you to actually say like a full sentence so I could interrupt
That's
you.
all I wanted to say. But now that I'm talking, so me and Tucker are obviously musicians on the team, and something
Really?
I'll notice when the game shut the hell up, when the game comes out, is we're gonna have 2 very different music styles. Tucker, say something.
For multiple reasons.
Yeah.
For multiple reasons.
Yes.
What a contribution that was.
I thought Dom was going to say more until she didn't.
I don't see much.
And then you had to say more, and you were like,
But this is exactly what we're talking about. Different contributions.
You guys are a great team. A+, all of you.
SRC dev team is best dev team.
It is, but yeah, so we have 2 very different music styles. I think you will be able to tell who is who very obviously.
Anything that's classical is not me.
for multiple reasons.
Yes.
Can we get a shirt of that, please? With Tucker's face and for multiple reasons on the top.
I would buy that.
For
And then
multiple
he'll walk
reasons.
down the street. That'll be our SRC T-shirt when we
And
actually.
then I'll be
make
the asshole with a
shirts.
picture of my own face on my chest.
Oh,
I'm dying. Oh, yeah.
Christ.
Should we
See,
move
I
on?
can't really get.
Sorry, should
No,
we move on
because-
to the next topic, or
We can
Do we have
actually.
another
When they
topic?
ask you why you're wearing that shirt, you can just say for multiple reasons.
Yeah.
The most professional uniform shirts ever. You cannot get more professional than Tucker's face, and for multiple reasons. Okay,
All right.
Dom has. This is kind of an unfair topic because, like, Dom's the only one who has anything to say about it.
I do too.
So,
Okay.
so obviously my voice means I'm not from America. I'm Australian. There was a
Is that what
meetup.
your voice means?
Nation.
Yes.
But Dom,
So-
I thought you don't have an accent.
I fucking
Oh!
Oh, shit.
Shots fired.
I want to murder every single one of you. But
You love us.
I only love Frump. That's the only one I love.
I love you too.
What have I done?
Shirts.
But so Jack, so there's a convention in Australia called PAX, and so Jack, Ray, and Katie all went to that from Rooster Teeth, and then they came to my state, and Jack posted on Twitter, he's like, "How many people want to meet up for a drink?" And so everyone in the Rooster Teeth fandom just went absolutely nuts, and so they chose a place near a station in the city, and we all went there. There was about 80 people there in the lower section of the bar. So I walk down and I just look at all the Free Edgar shirts, and I see the Ruby, hoodies. I'm like, yep, I'm in the right place. And I rock up 20 minutes late, and then Jack and Katie rock up about an hour late. But they were so nice to the point they went around and said hello to every single person. And then, you know, like you could talk to Jack, you could talk to Katie, and they were just so lovely. Like I got pictures with them, you know, they signed something for my brother. They were absolutely lovely. And yeah, that's all I have to say. Something happened. It's Rude Teeth in Australia, King. You can't change my mind on that. Your face is a box.
wrong.
But yeah, that's all I have to say on that matter. That's something that happened in the Australia land.
They showed up late to their own party.
Yeah, they were like an hour late. It was great.
At least they
Oh,
were.
they were an
nice.
hour late. It was, and they matched. They were both wearing flannels with jeans. It was great.
Dom, you're also a nerd.
You call me that every day, you know. It's just, I get it.
And it shouldn't bother you anymore. The sting is gone.
Everything bothers me.
Puns bother you.
Everything.
You know what else stings?
How do you
Bees,
survive
like
this?
in the Bee movie.
King, no.
Oh, God.
I need
Flashbacks.
I need to not think of that. Otherwise, do we need a laugh track in SRC? I can do a laugh track.
Can we talk about something SLC related, please, now?
No.
I think we've run our topics.
Good.
Oh yeah, Volume 3 speculation. What's going to happen in Volume 3?
Are we going to
John
have a
dies.
shonen
Tighten
tournament?
up on the writing. What?
Shonen tournament, hopefully, finally.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. Forgot about that.
Everyone forgot about it. I think that's what they were hoping for, so they don't have to animate it. Whoops.
Just an hour late with coffee. Tom, please post that on Tumblr. That is perfect. Or I'll make that a Photoshop when I get the chance. That's perfect. Oh yeah, that reminds me of something else. No, we are not signing off. I just remembered something. Another thing that happened recently is that myself, Dom, and Tasha all coordinated something really clever and really nerdy where I made my cover photo on Facebook, Yatsuhashi, and then I did that and I was like, well, wait a minute. So then I Snapchatted Dom and Tasha, or Jejuna, and I was like, hey, Dom, you need to make your cover photo Velvet, and Juna needed to make hers Coco. And at first, Tasha was not on board, and then I guess somehow she became on board. So and then we had another friend show up, and he was Fox. So we're all
Pretty cool.
huge nerds.
Pretty cool. No
we're
one
cool,
gets
but
it.
we're huge nerds.
No one in my friend group gets that.
I love how the one person commented, "What anime?" and I was like, "This is anime."
Gosh.
But where can you find the original Japanese dub?
Like his hand in front of his face.
Man.
That's,
you know.
Oh my god, that's such a perfect ass. And it's like, where is the original Japanese dub? The English dub is terrible. It's just
Penny.
That was great.
Nick Cage is not amused. All right, should we sign off, or do people have things to say?
We're running at currently an hour, I believe.
I don't really have anything to say unless we were going to go back to stuff that we were already talking about.
Well, we can't have that.
Clearly.
Does anyone have any random stories they want to share to kill time? I know I have like a million, so someone else should go first.
I don't know.
I have a question for Dom.
Yes.
How do you stand being in the chat with a bunch of devs that like to make puns?
Sometimes I can't take it and then I
That's the
leave and then Frump adds me back in and I want to strangle her.
Aww.
But I love
There's
you,
no
but I just
escape.
like I love
There's
you, but
no escape.
Because the other night we had a huge pun off and Dom left the chat, and then she came to me like the next. Well, she left the same chat. She left, and then she had to come to me the next day and was like, "Can you add me back in the chat?"
I need to make a post about music.
Oh my gosh.
I'm pathetic.
Jesus
Basically,
Christ.
I'm building up a resistance slowly, but half the time
It's
I
not
want
fast
to.
enough. Especially since just today there was another pun off, but I think Dom was asleep for it. So
I passed out. So
How do you make it in the Ruby fandom in general? Like, the entire fandom is like based on puns. How did you even survive in that?
How
Brennan
can you be
Barrett.
such a fan of Yang when so much Yang fan art and fanfic and stuff is about her making puns?
I don't know.
Like-
I don't know.
Fan and Yang is made up of rage, puns, and blonde hair.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I honestly have no idea. It's a mystery, really.
Say something else.
Something
The other
else.
mystery. Oh yeah, I was gonna say if this means that if we ever have like an SRC booth at RTX, you need to come up to Dom and say puns.
Question. That's where you're wrong. I'm not in America.
Oh, snap.
Snap.
Just raise money to get her out here.
And just see how many
Indiegogo
puns you can
campaign.
get. Just
Indiegogo campaign to get me to America so you can all just make puns at my face.
I will buy you I will buy you a ticket.
I can't hear you, King.
Yeah, you cut out a lot.
King.
I think
King.
he said he would buy you a ticket. That's all I heard.
Oh,
And
then
so much
sure.
money that I could buy.
Yeah, sure. If you buy me a ticket, I'll come over and withstand as many puns as I can.
Yeah, but see, the problem is we'd end up getting enough money that I could buy a ticket, so then I would also go to RTX, and I would be the source of 90% of the puns.
And then she would murder you.
I'd be off the roof.
Hey guys, speaking of RTX, are any of you planning to go next
Oh,
year?
I'm going. I live only like 5 hours away from it.
Wow. I
Oh,
want to
yeah.
be
I'm
myself.
poor. I'm trying to save up money to go to a werewolf convention in Washington, and I live in Georgia. So if I manage to make enough money to go there is no way I'm going to make it to RTX.
Yeah, RTX, like, when I went for 2014, it cost me like $800 total. Like, I was screwed up because of work and everything. I had to, like, not buy anything for like 3 weeks in order to make sure I had money to live.
Oh my goodness.
I know, like, I'm looking at tickets to this convention in Washington. I'm like, Jesus Christ, just the airfare alone is like a month's wages for me.
Mm-hmm. Which is one reason why I waited to go to RTX until I moved to Texas, because I lived in like near Chicago for the longest time, and when I came down here, I'm just like, I can drive now. I can just go there and it still almost cost me $1,000 And
Damn.
But there's also the
Yeah.
added benefit of not being in Illinois.
that is also true. I hate Illinois with my entire being. Oh my
See,
I mean,
god.
I live in Georgia, and there's like nothing here except like Dragon Con, which I can't go to because it always happens when I have something else planned. But also, for whatever reason, Atlanta also hosts like the third biggest furry convention in the States, but I'm not really interested in that one.
RTX
just
and
hearing
X.
that-
Sorry.
What?
Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know what I was just on that topic. That's apparently the good thing with Florida because there's like 3 or 4 conventions just in my area. So, yay me. What were you about to say?
Sorry. With Texas, there's only like 2 good conventions, and that's RTX and PAX South. And like, there's a bunch of movie festivals and everything, but that's because for some reason Central Texas is like the film capital of the South. After that, it's like before that, it's like New York and California. But Illinois had a lot of conventions too. Oh yeah, South by Southwest. I completely forgot about that. But yeah, South by Southwest too for Texas. But Illinois had a lot of them too. It's really, really weird considering a lot of people did not like the whole anime or comic book thing. For like Anime Central up in Illinois had like 30,000 people every year, and or even more. But a lot of them came out of state. Like not a whole lot of people were actually in state. So for a state that hated most of it, they have a lot of conventions. It's incredible.
My problem with conventions is that like like you were saying like about RTX and stuff, like I would need like $2,000 because I would need whatever airfare and like a hotel and whatever it is, but then I would need like a separate $1,000 just to buy things at the convention.
Oh
Mhm.
god.
Like I've only ever gone to conventions with like $100 maybe, and that's gone in like the first hour. It takes so much willpower to not spend it in the first hour.
That's why I usually wait to spend money until like Sunday for like if I want to go to any stores or like Artist Alley or anything. I usually wait till Sunday, because by then all the good panels are gone and no one's there. But food is
Then
so
you miss all the good
expensive.
panels.
Food is
It
so
is.
expensive.
I
God.
went to MetroCon, which is like one of the big cons the biggest cons in Florida,
Mhm.
and I went to the Starbucks like nearby, and it was like a $6 sandwich, and it was a terrible $6 sandwich. So I was about to like start breaking things. It's like I could have spent this on some stupid trinket. Instead, I spent it on a stupid sandwich.
I don't
The
have
other
to
thing
feed
is
myself
I had a
today.
homemade Keyblade. You forgot
Oh
to,
my
or-
god.
So, a word of advice to people who go to cons: bring your own water bottle.
Yes, absolutely.
And fill it with vodka.
Did
Do
you
that.
know there are some cons in Australia where they check your water bottle to make sure there's not vodka in it? They
Makes
actually do that in
sense.
Australia.
Wouldn't it be the best
That happened
job?
in a-
Because wouldn't you have to like taste it or something?
No, they like put it in this. They put it in like this jar, and they put a stick in it. And if the stick turns a certain color, then they're like, yep, that's vodka.
I
Oh.
feel like you should be able to smell whether or not it's vodka or water.
Yeah, it's the weird thing.
True.
Oh, so
Which
they like
con's that?
litmus test it.
Yeah, I can't remember which con it was, but yeah, one of them.
I've
Do you
never
think
been
there's
to
one
a
person-
con.
School.
Do you think there's one person who would like try and get a sip out of it after dealing with so many people trying to get vodka?
He's like, all right, that's another one. Oh fuck, they just take a swig, then go back to the line. He's like, all right, who's
Yeah,
next?
you can get any of it.
Best job ever.
But like working in cons, I hear horror stories from it sometimes.
What happened at a middle school in my area once? There was. I'm sure there's always got to be that like a handful of like security guards that are like super like anti-anime or whatever. So they're just walking around and they're just like, oh my god, all these stupid kids and their stupid mangoes. Funny story. My Nana calls bell peppers mangoes. Not really sure why, but she does.
What?
You look so different though.
I know. That's why we
They're
don't
not-
understand it.
How did we get here?
Well, we were.
Because you have not been moderating. You are the moderator. You have not moderated at all.
This is what happens when you tell us, so fill some time.
Okay.
So
For many reasons.
I think you have learned your lesson. Don't ever tell us to just don't ever tell us to just come up with something to fill the time, because we will.
Excellent. I'll do this again. I think we should sign out.
All right.
I'll go first. I'm Zumbra. It was nice seeing you all. I'll talk to you all another time.
I guess I'll go next. Whoops. This is Frump, signing out. Good to see y'all again. Adios.
Yeah, this is Dom. I'm going back to bed. Lovely to see you all. See you later.
All right, yeah, let's
Trump, we're
sign
going
off.
to bed.
Smooch.
That's
smooch.
nothing. Tucker and I are going to do it right here.
Wait,
In
when
that
you say
case,
do it, do you mean sign off or do it?
okay, because if it's the
You know what I mean.
if it's the latter, then this is Todd the Trickster signing off right now.
Yeah, maybe you should leave and leave us alone for a little bit.
Oh, will do.
This is Chelsea. Great having being a part of my first podcast, and I'll talk to you guys later.
So I guess this is Tucker signing off. Okay.
Bow, chicka, bow, wow.